What's up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome to week 5 of NGC. This week we're up against not Jackson, Jactus, who has a team consisting of Terra Miltank, Megaladios, Palafin, Tapu Lele, Clefable, Ferrothorn, Arcanine, Mega Scolipede, Licky Licky, Crustle, and Runerigus. So kind of an interesting team. It's kind of interesting to see Lele on this team because Lele is like very anti-synergistic with Arcanine and Palafin, but um, as someone that has just lost to, well, not just lost, but like a month and a half ago, I lost to an Urshifu single strike running Sucker Punch on a team with Psychic Terrain Tapu Lele. I guess anything is possible. And I mean, if you have control of the terrain, then um, like kudos to you. Um, so I guess talking more about his team, specifically, um, what was I scared of? What did I think he was gonna bring? Obviously, I thought he'd bring Miltank because he has to. Um, After that, though, I was pretty sure they'd bring Palafin. Was pretty sure Clef would come. Um, just because my team is like kind of weak without setup or like item reliance. And Clef can knock off those items and be an annoyance for everyone. Um, and kind of keep the party healthy, or just kind of chip my team down so that like Palafin can win with Jet Punch or something like that. Um, I thought maybe Tapu Lele could come. Lele can actually kind of break through Corv with T-Bolt. So it's like one of the few like fairy and like one of the few fairy and psychic types that can um, kind of just break through Corv regardless of what Corv wants to do. I was pretty sure that Ferrothorn would come. I do have two fairies, and granted, one of my fairies is part fighting type, but if you could easily run a Choppleberry, and then click Gyro Ball, or Heavy Slam or Iron Head or whatever, and like Val is just gonna die. And also kind of walls, Ogerpon dual stab. Roaring Moon doesn't really like Ferrothorn either. Roaring Moon doesn't like Clef either, and also doesn't like Intimidate Arcanine. So I will not be bringing Roaring Moon to this game, although it looked good until like almost everything else. It was just like it really didn't want to touch like Ferrothorn and stuff like that. So I didn't consider bringing it. Arcanine, I was thinking like it could be scary, but with the way I'm prepping for this match, it's not gonna end up being like that bad for me because I got Ogerpon, I have Rotom Wash, I got Enamorus as a backup in case like something goes wrong. Um, Scolipede, I wasn't sure if they'd bring Latios or Scolipede. Usually it's a much easier decision, but Latios like theoretically just loses to my top two Mons. It doesn't really like switching it on the Pyro that much even, and it doesn't really want to deal with Ogerpon, because Ogerpon is going to do more damage than it does to me, and neither of them are really speed boost type Mons either. And Ogerpon has a lot more variety in what it can do. But at the same time, Scollipede's problem is Scolipede has to deal with Corviknight, and I'm not sure how well Scolipede can really even break through Corv. The best move it has is Rock Slide, which is non-stab, and it's kind of weak, and the only thing that Rock Slide has over Corv is the potential ability to flinch. Um, and yeah, and if he's running Rock Slide, then um, he'd have to pick like the other coverage move. I don't think it would be Earthquake, so at the same time, like also Nidoqueen kind of walls this Scolipede. I wasn't sure if he'd run Earthquake, but if he's running Earthquake and Rock Slide with like Swords Dance, then he's probably not running like any stab moves. so I wasn't sure what to think of Scolipede. Licky Licky is a mon that exists. I don't know what it is with the people in NGC having like a bunch of pink fat blobs and then like two pink fat blobs that are both like mono normal type and mono do nothing. Even though like I guess one's Terra, because Corrupt also has like he's Terra to Dunsparce with like Porygon too, and I guess they're not pink blobs, but like by my definition of a pink blob in Pokemon, like they are both pink blobs. So yeah. Um Crustle, I didn't even look at Crustle in prep, I just kind of assumed it wouldn't come. And then Runerigus, I thought it had the potential to come, but I wasn't sure how well it would do into me. So with that said, what am I going to be bringing? So I already said I'm not going to bring Roaring Moon. I will bring in Enamorus, but another spoiler alert, you're not seeing much of it in this battle. So I will be keeping what it does hidden. I will talk about my Iron Valiant. So my Iron Valiant is Life Orb once again. I've said it time and time again, but I think Life Orb ival is just like the best ival set. And I honestly like, for me, my team is like pretty fast in comparison to like everyone else's teams. So I'm outspeeding everything anyways. Like I'm not expecting freaking Scarf Miltank. I'm not expecting him to hack a Choice Scarf on Laios either. Like, yeah, he has the ability to run like Scarf Lele. Palfin's just gonna Jet Punch me. So I didn't really see it mattering. Base Scolipede even like isn't faster than me either. So I didn't really see that mattering. But yeah, I'm running Life Orb with Aura Sphere, Psychic Moonblast. Oh, what was my last move? I might have had a physical move on there. I don't remember though. Maybe you'll find out in the game if I clicked it. I don't remember. My next one's gonna be Corviknight running Brave Bird, U-Turn, Defog Roost. When I was prepping for Jactus, I noticed that he had no Brave Bird switch-ins, and I was really tempted to run like Agility Bulk Up Corv and Defog Rotom. But then I realized I kind of needed something for Scolipede in case he did bring Scolipede. So I figured playing more defensive probably is better for me, and then I also wouldn't have to deal with like Arcanine, I wouldn't have to deal with like Iron Barbs, Rocky Helmet, Ferrothorn, I wouldn't have to deal with like Thunderbolt Lele. So there was like some things in the way of me like running offensive Corv, but I did think about it. My next one's gonna be Ogerpon Cornerstone. I kind of looked at this matchup as just an IV Cudgel fest. I click IV Cudgel on basically everything, and I can Horn Leech the Palafin out of range of like Banded Jet Punch. Excuse me. Low Kick is very good into the Ferrothorn. And IV Cudgel also can crit in case he brings Intimidate Arcanine. And then I can just crit, hopefully through Intimidate if I need to. And then my last move is going to be Swords Dance because, of course, like Swords Dance is just, it helps me break through everything so well. Like after Swords Dance, there's not a single Pokemon that lives a hit from Ogerpon. So if Ogerpon is faster than his whole team, then there is just no Ogerpon switch in. Rotom Wash is going to be my next mon. I haven't used Rotom Wash since week 1. It was really close to being there multiple weeks, but it seemed like it was like the 7th best mon every week. But for this week, it was one of the first mons in my prep, mostly for the Palafin. This is my main Palafin check with Rocky Helmet. Fizdef, I can get a good reading on Palafin. And if Palafin, like if I can get a good reading on Palafin, I have other options into Palafin as well as Arcanine and Scolipede. So just kind of an all-round mon for his physical mons, and then I can Volt Switch pivot on the Ferrothorn coming in and bring in my Fire type, Pyroar. So I like Rotom Wash here as for its synergy with Pyroar as well as like ival. So it looked really good in this matchup. I'm also running, what was my set? I'm Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Defog, Pain Split. So for some reason I ran Defog on both Corv and Rotom. I don't really know why I did that. But you'll see me click Defog with both of them. It's not that his team is like a hazard stack team either. I mean, he does have mons that get like dual hazards, or like triple hazard. Well, I guess he has Ferrothorn. Because when I was saying like he doesn't have dual hazard, or he doesn't have like a hazard stacker, I was looking at the Crustle and the Runerigus. I'm like, I don't really respect those as like hazard stackers. But then I saw Ferrothorn. I was like, you know what? That's valid. But also like Defog Rotom is just inviting in Ferrothorn again anyways, so like it literally doesn't make any progress. And yeah, my last mon is gonna be Mega Pyroar. I'm actually running an interesting set this week with Fire Blast, Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is for the Latios, because it can two-shot basically most of them. Fire Blast pretty much deals with everything else. But I'm also running Taunt and Toxic for the Miltank because Miltank is like one of those mons that is like maybe it runs like Spadef Thick Fat. And if it's Spadef Thick Fat, then it's going to be a problem for my ival too. Especially if it's like Terra. I don't know what Terra it would be. I thought maybe it would go like Terra Ghost. But then I realized like Roaring Moon is there and I don't know. But I was expecting like some type of Terra that would be annoying for Pyroar and Val. I guess Fairy could work, and Fairy works into Moon too. But my Miltank doesn't get Terra Blast. It might get Play Rough. I don't think it gets Play Rough. I don't know. I mean, it gets like Body Press. It's not really hitting Val, but like Moon, Pyroar, sure. But yeah, I'm running Taunt Toxic for that. I almost consider running Fire Spin just to like trap it and then like Taunt Toxic it, but at the same time I was like, he could just kind of click Earthquake or Body Press and just kind of like do a bunch of damage to me, so I didn't really think that was worth it. So getting into the game, let me switch the view. Also, sorry Corrupt, but I need more help with whatever you're suggesting for me to do that'll apparently retain my viewers' attention, even though most of my viewers are like half asleep or like doing other things. Like I'm just a background noise for them. So shout outs to you guys for using me as a background thing or like a thing to fall asleep to. Like I always aspired to be like someone like I could just talk, like I could talk to you, and like if you feel comfortable with me like yapping in your ear while you fall asleep, like awesome. Anyways, getting into the match, he's gonna end up bringing I almost said Milotic. If I've called it Milotic, just know that I meant Miltank this whole time. We have the Terra Miltank, Mega Scolipede, Arcanine, Palafin, Runerigus, and Clefable. So no Ferrothorn really surprised me, but I guess it makes sense because like Enam gets Mystical Fire. My other Fairy type is Fighting type. Rotom Wash gets Wisp. Pyroar is there. Corviknight kind of just sits on it. Ogerpon gets Low Kick. So I guess there's a reason to like not bring Ferrothorn, but I don't know. I still feel like Ferrothorn is a little bit better this matchup than like other things that they brought, like the Rune. But you know, I do respect a Rune bring though. I was really excited to see what it might do. I honestly, looking at this team, I was thinking it would be like Trick Room, because looking at his team, like it's a really slow team. So I'm just gonna lead with Ogerpon. I felt like Ogerpon led well into everything. If there's no Ferrothorn, there's not a single thing that Ogerpon can't just beat. So he's gonna Flip Turn on me. It's gonna do quite a bit of damage, but I do find out he's Scarf. The funny thing, if he clicked Wave Crash, that would have just put me in a really bad position, but I can understand why you would Flip Turn immediately. So I'm gonna Ivy Cudgel. Arcanine is just gonna die. And after the game, I had like 2 people messaging me like as soon as as soon as the game was over, I was like, wow, they had nothing for Ogre Pawners, or it was like, why did they sack Arcanine to Ogre Pawn him? I was like, well, they didn't bring their Ogre Pawn switch in. Their Ogre Pawn switch in was let something die and then revenge kill with Palafin. So Palafin is going to be Scarf with Close Combat and Flip Turn. Not going to do too much to Scrotum. And Scrotum is going to heal all the way back up to full, basically. I do get up my Pain Split, and then Volt Switch does like 30%, which I was kind of surprised. I'm going to bring in my Corv, and he's going to Terra Poison. I'm going to Defog. I'm guessing he Terra Poisoned for Body Press, which is like part of the reason I went hard Corv instead of Val, because I wanted to see if I could bait their Terra and then like play around their Terra. But now that I know that they're poisoned, I figured he'd probably get up Rocks again, which I was like, sure, that's fine. But I'm a Life Orb Psychic Val, and apparently I just kill because he has no special defense investment. Although when I clicked Psychic, my Calc had no HP investment on the Miltank, so the Miltank would have lived. But at the same time, I'm not really sure what Miltank would have done to me other than like Thunder Wave. But I think getting rid of the Terra Captain was kind of worth it for me, and I was already pretty far ahead because I already knew like the Palafin Scarf, the Arcanine is dead. So I know it's Mega Scolipede, not like Mega Latios. So I Psychic, which does a lot of damage to that Rune. So I just stay in, Moonblast KOs it. I don't get to see what Rune does, but honestly, really didn't want to mess with that thing. He is going to Protect with Scolipede there. And then he's going to SD as I Roost. I don't really know why I Roosted there. I guess maybe I thought he would Rock Slide. So now he's going to SD again, because I Brave Bird does a good about half. So I'm like, okay, that's great. Because I was expecting him fully to Rock Slide here, but he just clicks X Scissor. I'm not really sure why X Scissor. Maybe his other move was like the poison move, but I guess maybe he thought he would have been able to deal with Corviknight. But I feel like Arcanine was our only like Corviknight answer, so I don't know. Miltank is gonna come back in as I defog. So yeah, you do see me defog with both of my defoggers. Really funny because I tend to struggle to run defog on them, but I felt like it was really easy to run defog on like both of them this week. So I'm gonna switch out on the Clef. I'm just gonna bring in Pyra. This time, at this point, like I'm trying to go for that 6-0. It's a little bit greedy, but I didn't care. I'm gonna get off a Toxic as they wish, and then I'm gonna taunt him as he goes for another Calm Mind. So my taunt set ends up working. I'm pretty sure people run taunt Pyro and VGC, so like I'm not like this isn't like a super cook, like taunt Toxic isn't like a super cook for me, but I wasn't really gonna complain about it. So he's gonna liquidate back into Rotom, and the game will end as I Volt Switch, and I get D6-0. So GG's to Jactus. It was a good game, honestly. Like, I thought your prep was interesting. I really wish I got to see more of like what these things were gonna do. Like the Arcanine didn't even get to do anything. The Runerigus didn't get to do anything. I don't know if the Miltank had like an offensive move. And there was also like Clef. I'm guessing it was like Wish, Calm Mind, Moonblast. Last move. I don't know. Protect, Flamethrower. I feel like if we were Wish, though, if we were Calm Mind Wish, then our last move would have probably been Protect. But I don't really want to say it was Protect. I feel like it might have been. It's probably Protect, but I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Flamethrower. I would have just assumed you'd run like Soft Boil, but I guess Wish has more PP. I'm glad I got to keep my Anaris hidden for another week. Into two of my like potential playoff opponents too. I believe Greg CEO and Jactus are like pretty high up there in terms of like they're probably gonna make it to playoffs. So it's possible that maybe Jactus didn't go all out on me. I'm interested to see what they could bring in playoffs if I face him. Hopefully it'll be a good game. We'll see if there's anything for me to change, but like, you know, we'll see. We'll see if I change anything. There was a lot of stuff I considered. Again, looking at like this prep. Who else did I consider? I think I considered bringing Yuxi for a little bit. Honestly, I didn't really consider Nidoqueen like at all. Bruxish was like kind of off the table as soon as I saw Ferrothorn. Vulpix, I'm never gonna use Vulpix, guys. Like, that's just not a mon like worth considering using. Maybe week 9. Maybe I'll bring it like week 9 against Josh if playoffs matter for him at that point. But I'm pretty sure with this win, like I should be. Oh no, I'll only have 4 wins, so I'm not guaranteed playoffs yet. I have to win like one more game, but after like one more game, I should be able to make playoffs, no problem. Actually, I should be in playoffs anyways, cause yeah, it's a top 6 playoffs, and not like top half. So it's like the best 6 out of 10 make it to playoffs. So I should be in. My differential is really good after this game too. So yeah. Who do I think will be a thumbnail mod this week? I feel like I've already used Ogerpon. Maybe like Life Orb Val. Just kind of doing things with Life Orb Val, because like I feel like what? It clicked a few buttons. It clicked Psychic twice. It clicked Moonblast. I don't know. Because like Ogerpon clicked Ivy Cudgel and then switched out. Nothing else on my team like really did anything like super extraordinary. Maybe I could pick something on Jactus's team, like Scarf Palafin or like Mega Scolipede scares me or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. I've been doing an outro for like the last forever. I'm just gonna end the video. I'll see you guys later.